Well, not too many people would know, but my pastime is painting watercolour. I'm up at my grandparents' home here, and I'm sure they had many a dream. But for me, 20 years ago when I started rallying, it was always a dream of mine to compete at world level. And that dream is now coming true. We're going to head to the Swedish World Rally. But before we go to Sweden, I'm going to show you some of our tarmac stages from inside the car and outside. Some very spectacular stuff, especially for my navigator, James O'Brien. Unique, I have to say.
Right 18 on, jump 24. Middle long left 16 times over crest. Into. And it's back off down here, Andrew, please. My neck. Whereas right side, treble jump 26 to dip 26. Middle right. Middle right 14 over jump 24. Hook. Right 9 over double jump 20 through the dip. Back off. Back off. Back off. Square right 24 on crest here for left 24. Here 24. 24. Hairpin loose junction right 26. Hairpin loose junction right 26. Left 22. Hairpin right 24 times badly uphill at gate.
You know, I love to come to the peace and quiet here at Gosford Forest Park because you're on your own, you can focus on what you're doing. Some of these gym trainings, there's too many people around you. A lot of it's for the guy that's training next door to you, not your own goodness, your own fitness, your own program. There we're coming on to different terrain here. There's a few steps, very good for the ankles, feet muscles, because you need that for the braking, accelerating, you know, all the little workout that you have to do for your feet. 1985 when I started rallying, I never expected to be training this hard for the Swedish World Rally. We've been over in Norway testing several times with the John Hockland Rally School. The conditions here in Gosford, I know, is going to be totally different to what's in what's around here in Ireland, but really looking forward to it. Here's a bit of a chicane coming up. We're normally taking 100 mile an hour in the rally car. We can try and get through it, slow up, in case we finish the shot. Oh. Beautiful reindeer, look at them. Has to be at least 50 of them. It's great that they can live here in peaceful surroundings and this beautiful parkland. Now my next appointment is at the old physios. Get my back sorted out from one of my rally injuries. As you can see here, here's one of my spectators from Donegal. These roads really do test you over the years, and speeds are unbelievable. Up to 120 mile an hour, over those jumps, sparks, everything goes flying. Unbelievable pace. But when we get to the Swedish World Rally, it will be different.
26! Hairpin left 26 times badly on crest, 26. Bit 26. Right 9 over jump 26 through dip 20. Back off, back off, back off. And it's middle right 7 left 7 over treble jump 24 through the far. Treble jump 24 through the far. Wipe out. Brake very early. Square left 24, 24, 24. Right 20 Mirage hairpin left before crest. Junction rocks left 22.
As you can see from the onboard camera, your back takes a serious pounding. And about a month before any international, I always come along to the sports physio here and get my back treated. And this machine is absolutely wonderful.
Okay, Andrew?
Yes, lovely.
Okay. And you know what we're doing here? I'm going up each of the vertebrae and rotating on the one above and the one below. This is so much easier than in the past when physios had to do this with their thumbs.
That was absolutely brilliant. I feel much taller. Anybody who wants back treatment, this is the business. Since 1998, when we first brought the Subaru World Rally car to Ireland, it was an unknown quantity as to what this car could do on the island, but with the help of Cuisine Defence and Subaru Ireland, we stayed with it and we've had many successes, as you know.
Remember, stop! Narrow left 18 over double jump 26. Right 18. Okay, watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it. Watch it. Back kick, stay in the middle. Stop, hairpin left 26 before jump 26 over crest the speed. 26! Come back. 26. 26. Sharp right 20 times. And it's through the junction. Through the junction. Stop. Hairpin right 26 over the crest. Watch the wall. Watch it. Come back, come back, come back.
I'm just calling into my lifelong friend Philip White Tires here. He's got the whole Pirelli scene set up for me. Got the tyres organised in Sweden. Hopefully they've got all the sites in place that we need. There we go. Well, boys, are these the rims that are for Sweden?
That's them. Yes, that's it.
Checklist all complete, yeah?
Yeah. Checklist complete, yes. 48 rims.
Okay.
About 65, 66 tyres. Studded and all, ready for the snow.
Ready for snow. What do you think of that, Red? That
Change from Donegal, dry weather, summertime, winter, snow. Watch yourself.
Look forward to seeing you there. It'll be good action. Today I'm just going to call in with into Enniskillen to collect our team clothing. Well, how are we today?
Well, I'm ready then.
Not too bad. How's the clothing coming on?
We're getting there, I think.
Burning the midnight oil, I take it?
Burning the midnight oil.
Good. That looks very good. Okay.
Your logos in the background as well, I'm sure.
Excellent. Since winning our first international rally back in 1996 in Donegal, we've had many successes. In fact, 13 in total. 2 championships with it, and the World Rally cars that we have here are so competitive. We now have Ford, Mitsubishi, and the latest Peugeot. All wonderful cars coming to the island, and that's why Ireland is now seen to be the best tarmac rallying in Europe.
Left side, right, 18 times up, left to 3. Wipe out, back up, break every double hairpin, left 24 times back in the house. Remember, double 24. Back up, back up. Back up. Wipe out, middle right, 5 times over, jump 26. Wipe out, left 18 over, double jump 24. Left 18 over, double jump 24. Junction hairpin, left 24. Back up, back up.
Well, Kenny, cold out today.
Come on, there.
This isn't the car we're taking, is it?
You can have this one if you want. No problem.
Everything's going well. Let's have a look at it anyway. Graphics are coming on very well.
Yeah.
Well, everything seems to be set up. What about the pedal shift? Is it all set up?
Yeah, more or less, Andrew. It's we've moved it back about, I suppose, about an extra half inch from where it was on Sunday, so it'll give you a bit more room to get them
Quick shifts.
big fat fingers of yours in there.
Down the hill. Yeah. Okay.
That's right. Yeah, but everything seems, you know, we'll know whenever we get out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Head to the airport. We'll see you there.
Will do.
Okay. Thanks again.
All the best, man.
All the best. See you, boys. Bye. As you know, the Irish Tarmac Series brings us across to the Manx International and then up into Edinburgh to the Scottish International Rally, where we get to compete against all the British drivers. In fact, some of the Swedish and Scandinavian guys come across there. But it's a great training ground for us as international drivers before we head off to Sweden. Well, I'm just calling into Cuisine de France head office here in Dublin to meet with the Managing Director, Hugo Kane, who's been a lifelong friend, and without the help of Cuisine de France, we wouldn't be able to attempt such a world rally scene such as Sweden in the snow. So we're looking forward to it. Good afternoon. Happy New Year to you.
Nice to see you.
Yeah,
Any
just
returns?
going to call and update you on everything that's happening with the road show now. So we're heading off to Sweden next tomorrow.
The very best of luck to you. When did we come on board, Andrew?
Well, it's about 5 years ago, as you can see from all the rally cars on the back wall here, 1988, 1999, and it's been a huge success with the team since that.
Oh, that's been super. Well, you've won an awful lot in the intervening 5 years, but who'd have thought you'd end up doing a World Rally event?
Yeah, well, I'm really looking forward to going to Sweden to the snow, and we're the only Irish driver in the whole World Rally scene in a World Rally car. So
Tremendous source
thanks
of
to
pride.
Cuisine de France and everyone back here for helping me get there.
Oh, you're very welcome. It's been great for both of us. Well
Thank
done.
you.
Middle right, one left, one over crest. Middle right, one left, one over crest. Raj, jump 26. Stop, square right 24 on jump 24 before crest. Back up. Junction left 26 through the bridge. 26 through the bridge. Right 24. Mirage, junction hairpin left 24 around pole. 24. Narrow square right 24 times very badly over crest. 24 times very badly over crest.
As you can imagine, motorsport's a very big part of what we do, and my son Graham, he's taken up rallycross recently, but today he's at Lutz Corner and he's just after having a little bit of an accident with the Micra. Before we got here today, I got a phone call from Big Devil just to say that he had the car on his roof, as you can see over there. Would that be the suspension I see sticking out over there?
Could be that.
Oh. Definitely not drivable today, is it?
No.
He's plenty good friends right here. There's one or two boys going to give him the loan. Who's going to give you the loan of the car?
Thomas Garden,
Well, good boy, Tom.
yellow strip.
I wouldn't be giving you the loan of it, but anyway, that's what friends are for. See how we get on. I think it's great nowadays that young drivers can actually go to the rally schools, learn how to drive from 14 to 16 years of age, and over the next few years you will see many young drivers actually heading off to Europe and possibly across to world level. Last bit of practice now before we get on that plane for Sweden. Really looking forward to it. Hard to beat the old Irish breakfast. Black cat, good luck. Take this off here. Fold those up. That's it. Wouldn't be the best to tie in the suitcase, but anyway. There we go. That's it. Okay, that's us ready to go. Quite a frosty morning here in Ireland, but not near as cold as where I'm going to. I'd say Sweden is minus 32 at the moment. Well, we've just arrived in the 300-acre ice lake here, and as you can see, it's covered in snow. This is the track that I'm going to be testing on. Minus 18, not as cold as it was last year. I'd say before evening fall it'll be minus 25. It's still cold in the Irish toes, I can tell you. Looking forward, the World Rally car's just after arriving, so we're going to get in now. John's going to give me a few lessons. He's going to sit in the navigator seat, by the way, not driving. So. John, so what about you were saying to me to make sure I don't cut the snowbanks?
Yes, it's very typical from here.
Yeah.
Coming from the left, and you see the snowbank is exactly on the apex up there.
Yeah.
And if you cut that snowbank and the car is sliding like this, it's catching snow by the inside front wheel.
Right.
It throws you in very, very easily.
Yeah.
And take the car auto balance. And then ease off and go in from the very left on the last bit here. Nose in, nose in, nose in. That's good. Okay, and let's go. Shoot out there now. That's good. That's good. And on with gears. And absolutely flat in there. And exit the corners a little bit on the inside. Then you have a good line into the next one. Same here. Exit a little bit on the inside there and straight back left and absolutely flat. He's a tarmac driver and he's used to driving tarmac lines around the corners. Here the car is sliding all the time. He needs to turn it a little bit later and it needs a little bit different stick settings. So the car is helping him more on around the corners on power. Just adjusting those few small things, and he took it like duck to water, no problem at all. He understood it straight away.
Minus 22 at the moment. But it was really, really cold. We go into this place here called the Lava in Norway, or to most people it's called the Wigwam. Let's have a look. There we go. We light the fire here, and when it's really cold, this is the warmest place in the world to be. Smoke goes out through the top here. They cook our sausages and bacon and toast. Quite a party, I can say, especially when there's 24 guys around here. As you can see, we're way up here in the wilds of Norway. Minus 22 outside, 2 foot of snow on the ground, and the car is absolutely handling super over these jumps and crests. We're doing roughly about 110, 120 mile an hour coming down into this corner, but the studs are gripping. But look at the concentration on James's face. It's so difficult for him to work out the actual distance to the next corner, and this is where we think we're going to get caught out when we do get to Sweden. The snowbanks hit them nice and soft, push you back on the road, but believe you me, unbelievably fast. Well, John, when I get to Sweden, will I expect big jumps like in Ireland?
No, no big jumps. Not like in Ireland, not like in Finland. You are on the ground most of the time. Very few jumps. Very, very smooth and very, very nice surface.
Well, I hope we stay on the track, so
yes.
we'll see you in Sweden.
Yes, for sure. I'll be there.
Thank you for all your training and support. We're just after doing that 8-hour trek from Norway from the rally school and arriving here at rally headquarters in Karlstad, where we must sign on for the evening. Rally starts tomorrow morning, and James, he's just checking over a few of the notes to make sure all the documentation is in order before we actually start the event.
Well, we're about to head off and start our recce for Sweden. And it looks like we have a long day ahead of us. We came here in the expectation of having feet and feet of snow, but it looks like the Irish we've brought some rain with us. And we had a downpour last night, and it looks more like floods with bits of ice rather than banks of snow.
The water's just running down the stages. It's on top of the ice, and just doing the recce, there was 3 or 4 cars off. It's just unbelievable. What are we doing here? Well, after 2 days of really hard wrecking, we're after doing 1,200 kilometres. We're here on the start ramp of the Swedish World Rally. The Irish are out here in their hundreds, and what a reception. We are really looking forward to this rally now.
Welcome to Sweden. It's great.
I couldn't believe the first stage of the Swedish World Rally. Ice and stones everywhere. We weren't expecting to see no snow. And for the best part of the 40-kilometre stage, we were driving on pure ice and stones. And very difficult to work out our braking distance, especially over the blind crest. You're hitting those crests at 120 mile an hour plus. And believe you me, it's very difficult to find your braking distance for the next corner.
Having a look at the tyres now, they seem not to be too much wear and tear on them so far. You must be quite happy with the way the tyres have gone so for the first two runs. Yeah, well, Pirelli told me to try and preserve them because the 54-kilometre stage is coming now, and I wanted to see if I could get 30 kilometres out of this 2 stages without, or 40 kilometres without taking any studs off, because it's very important for the last 1/3 section of this long stage to have studs, because we're actually going into an ice rink at the end, and if you've no studs, we'll not get through it. Yeah. I suppose we will notice standing on the ditches the amount of Irish flags and tricolours are out there on the stages. Have you noticed them? Unbelievable. In fact, there was one corner I came to, there was that many Irish flags I couldn't see the corner. But that's great for support. I'm so pleased.
We have a stage like we'd never get in Ireland. We're now about to head into a 52-kilometre stage. I've got 40 pages of notes, so we'll be 2 quiet boys by the time that's over. And just in case that isn't enough, we'll be going back in to do it a second time. So, on that note, I think we'll need all the sustenance we can get.
Believe you me, that 52-kilometre stage was very difficult. The snow came in at the very end, and some of the big jumps at the end of the stage nearly caught us out, but it was great to see the finish line. Day one.
James, obviously very disappointing this morning when you had to go through the first stage at a relatively slow pace.
Yes, everything was grand. We did all our checks, and went off the start line, and it just went off. That's rallying. You roll with the punches, and as I said before, you play the cards you're dealt.
Okay, Andrew, a couple of stages down, but obviously problems on the first stage this morning.
We did. We were just coming up to the start line, and the count board was going down. 3, 2, 1, and I turned the boost on, and just as I put her in first gear and give her the boot, the intercooler pipe fell off and I had no power for the whole stage. But I kept going and probably lost 1.5 to 1 minute 40 on that stage.
And yesterday, I suppose, it was more icy than snow. Today we've had snow, and we just commented starting the stage that it looked completely different from the stages we wrecked. So on that score, it's a learning curve, and we're climbing it and hopefully climbing it fast.
And that is special rally goulash from Sweden.
After the first stage this morning, we dropped about 1.5 minutes, but we are fighting right back. We dropped back to 9th in the overall placing in terms of the privateers. But I hope after the next 3 stages, we should be able to get that up to probably top 5. We're now lying 7th overall.
Travel jump 24. Middle right 14 over jump 24. Hook. Right 9 over jump 22 the dip. Back off. Back off. Back off. Square right 24 on crest here for left 24. Here 24. 24.
The very last stage on day 2 was an experience. We forgot to switch the spot lamps on, and coming into the last of the corners when the darkness set in the trees, it was very, very dangerous. But we still got up to 6th overall in terms of the privateers.
It's nice to be in Sweden, yeah?
All over the weekend, the spectators were coming up to us in their hundreds. A lot of Irish, Swedish, Norwegian, and you know, it gives you a great feeling and energy from inside the car that all these supporters are there to watch us do what we do best. Day 3, we woke up to 1 foot of snow. Unbelievable. And that's what we were trained for. When we were in Norway, we were testing on 2 foot of snow, and here we were. Snow everywhere, snow banks, just what we needed, and believe me, the speeds went up and up and up.
Back off, back off, back off. Wipe off, middle right 5 times over jump 26.
Coming into the last stage of the Swedish World Rally, it was an unbelievable feeling inside the car. James and I just wanted another 10 of those stages. We were sliding the car all over the place, left foot braking, hitting the snowbanks, flat out over the crest. And just to see that finish line, we were back up to 5th overall in the privateers. There's only one word to explain it. Brilliant.
Well, lads, we got the backdrop of the celebrations here at the end of the Swedish Rally. You wanted to get this far. You've got here. What's the feeling?
Absolutely wonderful. It's been the most amazing evening, I think, for both James and I. There's some of those jumps out there. We're actually taking them sideways, left foot braking, doing all the stuff that we were doing at the rally school, and it was a great feeling to be here.
Now, Andrew mentioned the fact that you did the rally school in Norway with all the snow, and all the snow came today. What's the feeling like sitting beside him on those last 6 stages with the snow on the ground?
Well, normally we try to keep the car in a straight line, but looking out the side windows was a big, big change for me.
Was today the day that you really enjoyed of the whole 3?
Absolutely, because as the days went on, there was more snow and the grip was better for us and we were more sideways, and that's what we wanted to do, and it was a fantastic feeling.
Ja, det har förmodligen varit högt i tak i den här scenarion. Här är en 28:e plats, och visst är det värt att fira. Andrew Nesbitt, James O'Brien.